When darkness falls, the veil thins. The spirits rise, their voices carried on the wind. Tonight, we confront the chilling echoes of the past. In a place where the dead refuse to stay buried, every tombstone holds remnants of the past. These are the stories that haunt the shadows. Prepare to be haunted. This is Cemetery Secrets.
So, everybody has a ghost story. Nowadays it seems, well, you can't go around telling everybody that you see dead people. Somebody might actually think you're crazy. Every once in a while, when the night feels right and the fire feels warm, I'll take a swig or two out that old brown bottle. If you're lucky enough to be around then, I'm sure you'll hear a story or two, especially when the buzz starts to kick in. I usually start it off with my cemetery special. Goes a little something like this. The iron gates groaned something fierce, like a hog being dragged to slaughter, when I slipped through. Old man Withers, bless his heart, swears he patrols, but Withers snores louder than a chainsaw in a lumber mill. Besides, a fella's gotta lay his head somewhere, and tonight, Oakwood Cemetery was looking mighty fine. Now, I ain't skeered of no dead folks. Lived a life rougher than most of 'em, I reckon. Seen things that'd make a ghost turn tail and hightail it out of here. But Oakwood had a reputation. Folks whispered about strange lights, mournful cries, and the occasional apparition strutting amongst them tombstones. Mostly old wives' tales, I figured, but a fella couldn't help but feel a little something crawling up his spine, like a tick on a hound dog. My spot was under that grand old oak near the mausoleum. Sheltered from the wind mostly, spread out my blanket, a tattered thing that had seen better days than me, and pulled my cap low over my eyes. The moon was a sliver, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on a fella's eyes. Every rustle of leaves sounded like footsteps, every hoot of an owl a whispered name. Just tired, I mumbled to myself, pulling my blanket tighter around me. Just need some shut-eye. But sleep was a fickle critter tonight. My mind raced with memories, some good, mostly bad, the clinking of coins I'd earned that day, the gnawing emptiness in my belly, the faces of folks I'd lost along the dusty trails of life. Then I heard it, a sound, faint at first, like a little whimper or crying. It seemed to come from the other side of the cemetery. I sat up, heart thumping a little faster than a hummingbird's wings. Probably just a stray dog, I told myself. But the crying grew louder, more distinct. It weren't no dog, it was a woman, sobbing her heart out like a lost lamb. A coldness crept over me, colder than a January morning in these parts. I grabbed my trusty stick, a gnarled piece of wood I'd found by the river, good for poking at things and keeping varmints at bay, and slowly got to my feet. "Hello?" I called out, my voice a little shaky, like a newborn calf's first steps. Silence. Just the wind whispering through the oak leaves, sounding like a gossipy neighbor. Then the crying started again, closer this time, sounded like it was coming from the mausoleum. Now, I'm not a brave man, but curiosity's a powerful thing, like some good moonshine. And like I said, I'd seen things. I crept towards the mausoleum, my stick held tight, like a preacher's Bible. The heavy stone door was slightly ajar. I pushed it open a crack and peered inside. The moonlight barely touched the darkness. I could just make out a figure huddled on the floor near one of them crypts. A woman dressed in white, like she was ready for Sunday service. She was rocking back and forth, her shoulders shaking with sobs like a willow in a hurricane. "Ma'am," I said softly, trying to be polite, "you all right?" She didn't answer, just kept crying. I took a step closer. "Ma'am, can I be of assistance?" Suddenly, she stopped crying. She slowly turned her head towards me, and that's when I saw her face, or what was left of it. It was gone. Just a hollow, gaping hole where her face should have been, like a jack-o'-lantern after Halloween. I didn't scream, didn't even have time to. I just turned and ran faster than a scalded dog at a flea circus. I didn't stop running till I was outside them cemetery gates, my lungs burning, my heart pounding like a drum solo at the county fair. I never went back to Oakwood. Some nights, I still hear that crying, and I see that face. Now, I sleep under bridges, in alleyways, anywhere but a graveyard. Turns out, some secrets are best left buried, and some ghosts, well, some ghosts are best left alone. Yes, sir, best left alone.